Do you have a mouse that I can scroll down with?
Okay, welcome everybody to day 1.5 of Gmail.
No, I never had.
This is a very important Google Apps class. I know we have people who just started yesterday. We have, what, 12? How many people started yesterday, Rob? 11? 11 people started here yesterday. And we'll let them give introductions maybe today if we got caught up, otherwise tomorrow. Why do we do that? Because if you cannot communicate, it's not much different than knowing it. And in today's turbulent times or ever-changing technology times, the better you are able to communicate and the better you're able to use technology to communicate, the more effective you're going to be. Okay? So we watched a TED Talk this morning about tribes and communicating ideas, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And what this YouTube thing called Hangout on Air, the thing that we do every day, what this enables us to do is reach thousands of people effortlessly, pretty much effortlessly. So this video here is live for the whole world. Now when we say live, what do we mean, Rob, by live?
To the world.
No, but what do we mean? It's like 5-minute delay? Or
no, it's like 6 seconds.
Okay, so it's about a 6-second delay. So check this out. Anywhere where you are in the world, if you can get on YouTube, they can be watching this right now. When you go to work, or for your church, or whatever other tribe thing that you've got going, this is a way to reach everyone in the whole world instantaneously. I schedule these at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and then it gets put on YouTube. And when we get to Google Plus, you'll see you can create the event, you post it, and then everybody else who goes on YouTube Hangouts, or not YouTube Hangouts, but Google Plus, and goes to Hangouts on Air, they can see all of the videos that people, all of these Hangouts that people are going to be doing throughout the day. And they can watch them. So it's a very powerful tool. If you want, it's like having your own TV station, okay, or your own TV network. So this wasn't really available in 2000. Oh, Rob, do you have to do that? Can't you just replace the cable?
I'll tie it back up.
I mean, it's just a lot of work.
I agree.
Excuse me, can you mute your mic?
Plug that, plug the other one into a new one of the other.
You can go ahead and open it up. Continue.
Okay, anyway.
Right of this email, it says,
How did they do that?
watch this bottom right part. If I would just
How did they get everybody to
it's not safe.
I mean, 2010.
Then you have that save. If I then wanted to get rid of this message, I could just hit.
Excuse me, Ed, can you mute your mic, please?
What did you say, Dennis? Okay, they did it through Twitter.
These are,
If you can hear me.
Sending Twitter messages out to people, hey, come down to the square at 12 o'clock, everybody show up.
but if you actually add contact to Google Plus
Well, the other thing that they could have been doing is having people down there with smartphones
section of Gmail, so you
broadcasting a news report on Hangout on Air to the rest of the world.
can be dedicated to Google.
That's what you're going to see happening.
If you click on this more drop down, you're going to have some more sections. So chats are archives of chat conversations you've had with chat in Gmail, which I will cover later on in this video series. You could, this is the chat section down here. It's kind of hard to see on my screen.
Somebody's got
But
something.
I'll back up. So I could search for somebody to chat with. Well, in this chats section, the history of all your chats,
Maybe Dennis had his
history
mic on.
of your chats will be located there. Pretty
So we
useful.
can hear this. Okay, so anyway, in the future,
I'll go back.
every leadership group, every movement that passes
Gmail will look at the sender of the email, and the more you do it, the more it will learn, and it will try to automatically mark messages as important when they hit your inbox if they feel as though.
Yeah. Okay, so in California, they're watching the video. Okay, so, which we're going to watch in a minute, but So what we do here every day is a Hangout on Air. It's a thing that's free through Google Plus, through Google. It's an app. And it works in conjunction with YouTube. So you can broadcast virtually live to the whole world. You can have other people join in. So like we have here, so other people can join in. They can ask questions, and when it's over, what? It's on YouTube. So you can either make it public. So now you just have a video that is available for everyone else to find, or you can have it private. So let's say it's a training video for your employees. You shoot it live. You save it as a private document. So the only people who can see it are people you let see it. This is hugely powerful, changing things. People out there don't know that. I guarantee you, I promise you, that 1 out of 100 people out there knows how to do this. What you have to do when you go into your interview, you have to make sure that that interviewer knows that you know how to do this. Because if they don't know it, what does that mean?
No, it don't mean that
It's the same as not knowing.
Right.
Okay? It's the same as not knowing. So it's your duty to make sure that they're aware that you have these skills. So we do it every day. You don't even notice, but you need to take notice and get the significance of doing that. So today, these classes, it's important for people to get in here at 10. They start with the Google Plus notes on today's class. Okay, so every day I post something, and you see it in Google Plus, and it'll be on your home page. You click on it, there's a link. You click on it, and it opens this up. And there's a tutorial video. So this video will help you in the future if you ever want to go back and learn Gmail. It's important that everybody plus the event here. So let's start doing it. Everybody should be in Google Plus the event.
And it says +5 on mine, right?
Well,
No, it's +6.
so as everybody does it, it will change.
Right.
So now it's up to 8. Okay, it has a little map of where it is, where this event is being held. And then it has the description of what we're going to do. Over here, who's going to be there, who's not going to be there, who is invited, etc. Who's not going. So every day, you should look at this before class. You should read it so you know what we're going to do. Now, if this was in law school, if you were in graduate school, the expectation is you would know this in class. And the question for me would be, okay, what are the 4 primary features of Gmail? And I have my seating chart out, and I call on somebody, and I either put a minus or a plus. And I turn that in, so you're either prepared or not prepared. That's what good employees do. Now, we're not set up to have everybody look at these things before class, but you should know what we're going to do before we do it. As Will Nada said yesterday, when you go to work these days, when you go to get employed, they expect that you're going to know things and be able to figure it out. But you're not going to start going into a classroom every day, and your supervisor is going to say, okay, here's what we're going to learn today, right? He might say, I don't know how to do this, you need to figure it out. Look. Okay? Now, so we have a tutorial video, which we're not going to watch, because they've been watching it, and we're not going to be able to catch up. So, Dennis, can you hear me? Are you guys done with the video in California? They will be done soon. Now,
days, so keep that in mind. Now, I want to show you a quick little trick. There's something that I like to do with my Gmail account, and that is these locations, all mail, spam, and trash, are locations that I access a lot.
so I'm going to mute that. Now,
Wow.
everybody here, the new people, in your book you need to put down your email. So we're going to give you 2 email accounts. One is your school account, one is your professional account. You need the school account because you can't learn these Google apps without using it. I'm going to start at the end. It's going to end in gmail.com. And it's going to start with LTCLV. And it doesn't matter whether you capitalize it or not, it ignores it whether it's capital. So LTCLV dot. And then there's something else, and for everybody who started yesterday, you're going to have the date that you started, 9/2/14. Okay?
Say your name.
So whenever we have quizzes and it says, what was your start date? You don't really need to try to figure it out. You just need to think, well, what is my email? What is my school email? Now, LTC, Larson Training Centers, Las Vegas. In California, all of their emails start out LTC dot their name. Do we have a list, Rob? Or is it just everybody's first name? Okay, so try your first name.
Doing that now?
So let's go to Google. Let's go to, they're on Chrome, but they're not signed into Chrome. Okay, so let's do this. Does everybody have a page that looks something like this?
Yeah.
Or open a tab? You open a tab by going up here to the top and clicking on this parallelogram. Okay, now,
Not there, you close.
what do you have in the upper right corner? Far right. So click on that, whatever you have up there, click on that,
Yeah, that's what he's doing up here.
and then click Add Account.
Can you repeat that again real quick, sir?
Click on whatever is up here in the upper right. It might have somebody's name, there might be a picture of somebody.
I don't have it.
That's not right.
Yeah, I don't have it. He's got the nine dot square on here.
Right beside it.
The nine square.
Now, or maybe it says Gmail.
Click U plus.
Yeah, I got it.
So click on that. We want to sign in to Gmail.
Sign in with a different account.
Okay.
Sign in with a different account.
I got you there.
No, we don't want you on.
Add account? Add account.
Add account. Yep.
And then add account.
Your child machine phone number.
Okay. Whose account is that?
Okay.
This is mine.
So you wrote it down.
Okay. Log out.
So I'm going to add account.
The reason we have specific accounts is add account.
Add account.
Yeah.
No, that's just tell
Yep.
school.
Okay.
So when you come to sign in account, you should come to a page that looks like this.
Hey,
If it has somebody's information in there, you need to delete it.
hook me up, right?
You're in.
And their password is? Okay, so
That's it.
here's your name. Right here.
Okay.
That's my one.
First name. So this, try it with your first name. So ltclb.aristotle.92214. Now your password is
between J
Rob.
and LT.
Is this Brandon?
Okay, and then the
Password is-
half your name.
Hey Rob.
Yeah.
Password is the typical last name 2014.
Okay, and then
Exactly what
right
it is.
here,
Everything's
are
lowercase.
those are your start dates.
Username doesn't matter which case it's in, but the password in this case is.
Okay, so your password is your last name 2014, all one word.
Right before at.
All lowercase. Huh?
The number 921.
You're in there?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, so you have an email? You have an
I'm
email?
in.
Email at.
What's your last name?
Now, put that in
Zero.
your-
Right up there.
Yeah, we'll do this just to make sure everyone's account works. And then on the bottom, I'll add it.
Period.
Okay, so now, notice for the people at Casa Grande. Everybody from Casa Grande, raise your hand for a second so I know that you're paying attention to what I'm saying. John, Jonathan, Kane, raise your, everybody from Casa Grande, just make sure I know that you're listening. We give your email address and password to Casa Grande, not to be using the internet. This is not using the internet, this is a training exercise. They will check. If your email password is changed, you will be rolled up.
It's not 09, it's 9.
Okay? As Will said yesterday, just don't do it. It's not worth it. Okay? Just don't do it. Just have impulse control. No, we have this tendency to want to do things that we're not supposed to do. But this is a case of just don't do it. Because they're watching for this. And if they try to log into your account and they can't log in because you changed the password, that's it. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can do to help you. I can't tell them, no, I'm not giving you the password. Okay? Do not give this email address to anybody you know, because if you receive an email from somebody who you shouldn't receive an email from, you will be rolled up. Yeah.
What if we're leaving Casa Grande, but we're still going to class? Will we change the password after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the password is wrong.
Okay, this is your account forever. And you should keep it forever, but not as your primary account, but it's going to have your libraries and all kinds of stuff on it that you're going to want to have for the future. Yeah. So the key thing is, we have to give the information to Casa Grande. Casa Grande does check. If they can't get into your account, or if they get into your account and something's there that should not be there, that's going to be really bad for you. Okay, does anybody have any questions about that? Because I don't want anybody to say I didn't know. Okay, clear? Clear, Darrell?
Clear.
Clear, John? Ron, clear?
Yes, sir. He walks my way.
Who else do we have here? Clear, clear, Scott, Abel, Horace, clear, right? Good. All right, now that we're here, we're just on your Gmail page.
Just exactly like that. I got the LTCLB
Password won't work.
So yours should be ltclb.able.9214@gmail.com. Okay, so you've got somebody else, right? Okay, does it say add account? Sign in as a different person? Okay, sign in as a different person. Okay. Maybe I have some crazy. Here's an important thing to know. There's always more than one way to do things in Gmail. That is good, okay? If you find that you have a problem, please don't think that it is Gmail or the internet that doesn't work, okay? It might be that I don't have this plugged in, or that your switch might not be powered up. But don't think that the problem is Gmail or the internet. If the internet did not, now, were you here, Rob, when Google went down?
Yeah.
There was one time where Google went down. So for everyone else, on your important thoughts page in your book, here is the most common error. I want you to write it down. This will be very important for your future. So get out your composition books. There should be a page called Important Thoughts. And what you need to write is the most common error. Just write most common error, computer error. is the very famous ID error. So underneath that, write ID 10T. ID 10, number 10, T.
That's a big break.
Say that again, that's
ID 10T. And it should look like this.
ID.
Okay? So that is what it should look like. So it should be, most of the time, this includes me, this includes everybody that uses computers and does things on the internet. If it's not working, mostly it's because you are not doing something right.
I'll get it.
It's important. It's very important to put your phones on vibrate or silent. Sherry does not like that. It's disrupting. Okay. So now,
Yes.
our goal here, our goal in this class, in this school, and hopefully California's online with us now, our goal is to learn Gmail like a professional. What percentage of people out there do you think use Gmail professionally?
1%.
Very small. There is so much to Gmail that people don't know that it's huge. It's a great opportunity for us, and it's a great opportunity for you when you go get a job to get your employer to switch over to Google platform for business. It's not free. The school, my account, my one that ends in gladiusbusinesscorps.com, that is a paid account. You all have free accounts. Your employer can stay with the free account. So you're going to have tomorrow, hopefully we'll have you with your professional accounts that you will use. So people will send you emails at the spqr.us or at theobligation.us or larsongladius.com. And they think that they're sending you to you there, but it's really going right to this Gmail account that you have, your school account. And when you send them an email, it's going to come from your SPQR, your obligation, or your Larson Gladius email account. But it's really just in Gmail. So, you know, what does that mean? We're going to forget this tomorrow, but here's what that means. So I have multiple Gmail accounts. See all of these here? Can't read them, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 email accounts, 11 different accounts that people can send me email to. They all go into my Gmail account. I don't have to log on to Yahoo. I don't have to log on to this, that, the other thing. I just log into my one account, and all of my emails go there. Somebody sends me an email to my Chowtuti USA email account, and I reply. Who is the reply from? Who did they see sent it? Me at my Chowtuti. If I send somebody like Tony Shea, when I send emails back and forth with Tony Shea, I send them from my Larson Training Centers account. He sends them to me at Larson Training Centers. I reply, and it's Larson Training Centers.
So that's the reason you do it. So because when you reply, they see
The
where
reason
it
to
comes.
do it is to be professional. And you're not professional if you're sending emails from kittycat69 at yahoo.com. Okay? Huh? Well, sort of like a dashboard. I don't want to say dashboard, but if that helps you, that's a good way to do it. It's something a little bit different. It's more like a big funnel that all of your emails go in. Any email address you have goes in, and the only one you have to deal with is your Gmail, your LTCLP Gmail. Now, in the future, when you graduate from here and you go into business, you set up your own Gmail account, and that becomes your default account, and you just keep this account as a other account, okay? Because you're going to want to have access to your library and all of the stuff that you have, all of the things that you're going to be putting in your drive. for example.
So basically, the account is being switched to that one?
The account is going to be switched to that. Which is the account?
Yeah.
Which one do you mean by
What are
the
you
account?
asking?
The account that we just made right now.
Okay, this account that you have right now is your primary account for the school. When you get out, you go to work, you set up your own new Gmail account.
Okay.
And you just have this account as, like, say, your reference, your Library of Congress account, the one that you have all of the stuff that you did in school that you're going to want to tap back into for the future, but you don't want it as your primary account. Okay, not need to change your password. We're not going to be able to see it, change it into it, but just for peace of mind, you have your own account. So we're going to set those up tomorrow. Another thing in Gmail that we'll set up tomorrow is your signature. So every time you send an email, at the bottom of the email, it's going to have your name in red, and then it's going to have your title. So if you're working on SPQR, you might have a title of, do you have something for the obligation plan? You know, if it's Larson Gladius, it might say student. If it was Chow Tootie, it might say, I don't know, editor or something like that. Then if you have a cell phone, you would put your cell phone number in there. And then the school's fax number, the website for the school, picture, and then a disclosure or disclaimer language. So this is my signature for my default account. Okay, this one. Now watch. I'm going to go look at my
You can change your signature.
You have a separate signature for every account that you have. Okay, so here's my signature for SPQR. My name, board number, my phone number, we have the logo, a logo for SPQR. Here's my Yahoo one. My Yahoo one just has my name, because that's the account I use as my personal account. Okay, but that automatically, when you create an email, your signature will be on there. That makes you look like you're a professional. That's what professional people do, right? Has anybody not gotten an email from a professional person? And on that, it always has at the bottom their name, contact information, title, and generally disclaimer language. Okay, but what I want you to do now, everybody should be here, right? Everybody's at their inbox on Gmail.
So go to
No, well, you should be at your inbox. You don't have a lot of stuff. Maybe you only have a couple emails from Gmail, the Google team, the Gmail team. So one of the things that's important in Gmail is your contact list. So from this point forward, if you need to write this down in your book, from this point forward, what you need to get, one of the most important things in your life is to collect people's email and contact information. Why?
network.
Yeah.
Networking, all right. Marketing, write them an email, okay? So what would Seth Godin say, based on the talk that we saw this morning? Why should you collect people's contact? Yeah, start a movement.
Where's the content list? That's under more.
No. Okay, so jumping ahead. So an important thing in Gmail is your contact list. So from this point forward, everybody needs to be committed to capturing people's email and then doing something with it. You don't want to have 1,000 names that are unclassified in your contact list. So how do we go to our contact list?
It says under Gmail.
Okay, so right up here, it should say mail. Does everybody see that above the button that says compose?
It says Gmail.
Okay, so yours says Gmail. If you click on it, you get a thing that says a drop down, and one of them is contacts. So everybody see that?
Yeah.
Everybody go to your contact list.
Right there. Click on Gmail.
Okay, now you might not have a lot of contacts.
Okay, so it says circles and friends. Doesn't see the same thing.
Nope.
I have it.
Again, just follow along with me. Okay. I'm not.
Is it under compose?
Huh?
Under compose, it says.
No, above compose, it might say Gmail or it might say mail. Click on that, and one of the choices is contacts. Okay. Click on contacts.
Yeah.
This is where your contacts are going to be stored.
See, it's now it's gonna.
Are you on your, where are you on our page? Are you on your inbox page?
I am.
Then I don't work properly.
You're not going to see my contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not in Gmail. So click on this box.
How do I get the contact? My contact.
Click on Gmail. Okay. So what is important is to keep track and organize on all of your emails or contacts. Now, if you watch the video, and I encourage you to, it will show you over here under where it says My Contacts. You see them on the left side of your page? You see this, My Contacts? It'll tell you how many names you have in there. And if you hover over it, it'll drop down and show you the different categories of contacts that you have. So I have family, friends,
Acquaintances.
school things. You know, I have a bunch of different categories. Circles, how many people I have in circles. So if I click on this again, as will you. So and then I can create the rest. So I'll leave that to you to play around. Now, when your thing pops up at a certain spot on here, it's going to, I don't remember what it's called, it's in the video. All contacts, anybody that sent you an email is going to be saved. It's not going to be in your contact list, but you're going to be able to find it. Then you can add them to a contact list. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow.
Circles.
Okay.
Basically, add them to a first one, add them to a contact list for circles.
Well, every time, let me go to images. Go back to my mail.
See, this is
Okay. So here's my inbox, right? Everybody has their inbox. Now, let's say you see an email in there from me.
It's not your fault.
Here's how to add people to your contact. I look at this email. I'm going to look at this one right here. It says Richard. I don't want to add Richard. So if I bring my pointer over Richard, this box pops up that says Richard Scotty. Now, in there, it says add and invite, and then down below it says contact information and emails. I want to add him to a circle. Circles are not part of Gmail. They're part of Google+. So I'm going to add him to a circle. I have a whole bunch of circles. We're going to do that at some other point. That's Google+. Okay, so I'm going to add him to the Italian American. I'm going to add him to another circle called friends. Now, do you notice here for Richard Scotty, now there's this green thing. Everybody see that?
How do you get back to the inbox again?
That's a wrong question.
You see Gmail.
Down below, also it says contact information. So this here, this green thing, I want just to be clear. That is not a Gmail. That's a Google Plus. That's a different Google app. That's this Google app up here. We study 8 Google apps in this class. One of the reasons we study them is that they work together. So see from here, in Google Gmail, we can do things that affect our Google Plus app. That's one of the values, one of the important things about it. I'm going to go to contact information at the bottom. Now I can add in all other stuff for him that I want. I can add a note. Okay? So I'm going to say, came and spoke class and trying to, 2014. Okay, so I can do that. Add work phone number, address. Shows me the circles that he's in. If I had a picture of him, I could add that. If I wanted to put him in a group, I can do that. I'm going to add him to the IAC group, which is different from a circle. Don't worry about it. You'll know later. You've got several weeks. And then I can add other things: title, company, phonetic name, nickname, notes, email, phone address, birthday, his website, relationship, instant messaging, internet call. I can add other stuff. So that's Richard's got.
What would be my next step?
So I started with the emails.
Here or there. I'm not sure where.
Now you see when I click, when I hover over his name, and the box pops up, it shows me that I have him in my circles. If I go over here into Google Plus, different app.
Oh, okay.
Go look at my circles. You're going to learn how to do all of this. Don't get confused or frustrated.
No.
So I'm going to go to the IAC circle and go to this circle right here. There's Richard Scott. In this circle, so in circles, it's an easy way to send a message to a lot of people. So I put all of the people in my contacts in different circles. Now, if I wanted to create a message, like let's say right here, dinner night at the IAC. Okay, and who do I want to send that to? This is a lot faster than email. Who do I want to send it to? Let's say I want to send it to my IAC circle. Okay, so now I just sent a message to everybody in that circle. You're going to find that you're going to use Google Plus a lot more than Gmail. Because if anybody who I just sent that message to, if they reply to that, everybody sees the whole thread. What happens if I send an email to 5 people and each of those 5 people reply? What happens?
It'll fill up your inbox quicker.
I have 5 emails, 5 new emails in my email box, right? And if they hit reply all, everybody would have had an extra 5. So now there's 25 more emails out there. And if I then hit reply all to the reply that somebody sent me, it just starts getting geometrically a lot more emails, right?
So you're talking about the difference between Gmail and Google Plus.
Correct. So, but on Google Plus, I post one message to a whole group. Everybody sees the same message. Anybody replies to that message, everybody sees the same reply unless it's marked private.
and it doesn't fill up your inbox.
Think about that for business. Let's say I'm in the restaurant business, and I want to say, hey, everybody, free dessert tonight.
Oh, yeah.
For anybody who makes reservations, free dessert. And I've been a good worker, so I have 500 people in that circle. If I sent a message, and let's say I attached a picture, because I can have a picture, or let's say it was Cherry's Jubilee. Cherry's Jubilee tonight, everybody that shows up. I probably want to have a video, right? Mark?
Yeah,
A Cherry's Jubilee? Why?
because
Because it's on fire.
right, it's on
Okay.
fire, yeah.
So if I want to get people to come to my restaurant and I have free dessert and I say we're having Cherry's Jubilee and I attach a little video and it shows the guy and he's mixing the cherries and the sugar and the butter,
And the brandy.
and free dinner for everybody who makes a reservation.
You better have a lot of cherries, huh?
All they have to do is reply saying, I'm in, here's my name,
Through the link, right?
through
Reply.
right here down at the bottom.
Okay.
So, right here, or they add a comment, which is, my name is Joe Smith, and I'll be there at 7.
Right.
Sounds great. Is that a good tool if you're in the restaurant business?
Yes, yes.
That's a huge tool.
Yeah.
If you're an Italian restaurant, you say free glass of wine, which you can do in Las Vegas. Free glass of wine for anybody that comes in for dinner.
Have you been to Batista?
Hole in the wall.
Yeah, but you see,
They give you a whole, they don't stop you if you want.
So this is a very powerful, easy tool. How long did it take me to get out to all the people in my circles from here?
1 second.
Right. And it's a lot easier because if I have a graphic in there, it shows right here. We're on an email. What happens on an email if I attach a file? What does it show?
Oh, it just shows
What's the icon? A paperclip. And then I got to load the paperclip. I got to do all kinds of other stuff. This is just very easy.
It doesn't make it still a
So
person.
like this, let's say this said free cappuccino, everyone who has dinner. And you got that picture in the message. And all I had to do was this. It's privately posted, okay.
So you
I just
can't-
had a comment. Fernando,
Because it's privately posted, you can't,
count me in. Privately posted meant it wasn't posted to the whole world.
okay,
It was just posted to the people in my circle.
right. Now you're picking who you want it to go to.
So now I'm sending that to Fernando. Okay? Huge, powerful tool. Let's say you're in the liquor selling business, the liquor distribution business, or you're a sales guy for any company. You take all of your customers and you add them to a circle. So whenever you want to send something out, hey, new product, we've got a discount this week, or best customers, this, that. You have a different circle called prospective customers. You have another circle called lost customers. That's people who aren't buying from us. You send them each a separate message. Very powerful. Okay, but that's not Gmail. The reason I bring it up is because it's connected to your Gmail account. Because it's a Google app. And one of the reasons we use Google apps is because all Google apps work with other Google apps. So you do something in one, you can see it on something else. We've got a couple minutes. Any questions here?
yes, wouldn't your customer have to be on Google as well? No,
Okay, if they're not on Google, then it'll send them an email getting them to want to join your circle.
on Gmail.
Okay.
So Google Plus.
So if I want to add somebody to a Google, well, I don't want to get into Google Plus. We have a couple minutes. Some people that you want to add to Google Plus, you can't add because they're not on Google.
Right.
You can invite them to join Google Plus. But now, for our purposes of Gmail, what I want you to think in terms of, we're going to use Gmail as professionals. we're going to do some configuration tomorrow. We don't really have time. But what I want you to also do is not think of Gmail as the primary way that you communicate with people anymore. Try to use Google Plus as your default way. And think of it like this thing several generations ago was called what? Cell phone. What's it called now? Smartphone. Okay. With the cell phone, what did you mainly use it for? Just to call people, making calls. But then you were able to do texting, right?
Web browsing.
Is texting? Who now sends more text than makes calls?
Teenager.
Okay. Who still makes more calls than texts?
Old people.
No, my dad texts me more.
Right.
Who makes?
So,
did you say who makes more text?
Well, texting to calls. Now the trend is people are doing texting more because it's more convenient, right?
Depends on what you do for a living.
More people text. You only call now when you have to call, right? That's the way it's getting. And you guys don't have access to it, so you don't do it. But when you get out, you're going to find you're going to do more texting than calling. You're going to call the people you have to call. Your mother isn't going to text with you. You're going to have to talk to them on the phone. But for other people, it's more of texting. The same thing is going to apply to Gmail versus Google Circles. Gmail is like making phone calls compared to texting. Google Plus is better than Gmail for communicating with people. Okay, that's the takeaway that I want you to have. Tomorrow, we're going to start by going into our Gmail, clicking on this gear, going to Settings, and then going into something called Labs. So these are ways to configure Gmail that people out there don't do, to configure Gmail so it does more stuff for you. Like,
Are we doing this now?
No, like having the calendar gadget in there, or having the maps preview, so people are looking at their Gmail and they can see that, or a voice player messaging, so you can make voice calls. Undo send. Send an email to somebody, oops, I made a mistake, I wish I didn't send it. Undo send. So there's other apps. Okay, does anybody here have any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm on my contact page of the listing, and some have the email address there and some don't. But if I click on that person, I'll be able to message them anyway, even though I don't have the email address there.
Okay, well, messaging is not email.
Okay. So why does some of them have the email address?
To message somebody, you need, well, okay, so through Hangouts, you can send somebody a message if you have their email.
Okay. Why are
Normally,
they on
when you say messaging, I'm thinking of text messaging.
Okay, no, I'm talking about, I'm on my contact list, my friends.
Like this.
And they all don't have an email address.
All of them don't, or none of them do?
Some of them do, some of them don't.
Okay, so like right here, I have one that says Angel. There's no email address.
Right.
Angel, but I have a phone number.
Okay, because some I don't have either, but their name's up there. Why is their name there then?
Well, maybe because you tried to send them an email, but you had the wrong email address. And it kicked it out as an email.
Because I've got Jamie up here twice, but I don't have his phone number or his. So if I was to click on that, would I be able to send him something?
Just click on it, see what happens. Okay, any other questions?
Anyone you're friends with will be in your
Any other questions? Okay, good, break time. So
Okay,
let's
so-
close it down, shut down your machines.
Anybody you're friends with?
Yeah.
You can access them. I'm getting
Hey, break time.
Okay, Dennis, are you still there?
Yes, we are.
Were you able to follow along?
Yes, we were. We're fine.
Okay. So,
We can't go.
our